everyone. We are back for more Nancy Drew. Playing the OG Nancy today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Is this a scrapbook? Oh. It's just history of her cases.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, so if we had started with this one, be like, we would have no reference to any of those.
Yeah, all this stuff would not make any sense to us, which is why we're playing it now, in this order.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a little Waverly cup there. All right, Nancy, tell us what we're doing. Oh, you're not going to read it this time, huh?
Wow. Okay.
Usually she reads it. Okay. A student named Jake Rogers was killed at the local high school last week. Oh, shit. I feel like Nancy started out real hard and then people don't usually just die.
Yeah. They definitely backed off.
An undercover detective by the name of Beach asked Aunt Eloise if I could go undercover to investigate the murder. I'm posing as a new student to see what the other kids may know about Jake and his untimely end. Okay.
Wow. That's all the information you get. All right.
A whole ass murder has happened, apparently. Let's go.
High school student. Yikes.
Yeah.
Dear Dad, who would have dreamed taking a vacation to visit Aunt Eloise in Florida would...
Sorry, I'm adjusting the audio. It was
She doesn't usually do this.
result in another
beginning, does
case.
she?
Seems a student named Jake Rogers was murdered at the high school last week. And an undercover police detective wants me to pose as a student to search for any leads at the school. So it's undercover I go. I'm calling this case Secrets Can Kill. Love, Nancy.
Before you even start?
Okay.
Nancy already knows who did it, because it was her!
Twist.
That would be a great twist.
Nancy, I had to close the school library earlier today, but if you need to do any research for your case, the key to the library is in the safe. Okay. Oh. She did seem pretty chipper that a teenager was killed. I mean, it's Nancy.
Yeah.
She's like, I've
You're
got
right.
work to do. Okay. Are those symbols at the top, or is that like 60KS?
I don't know, is that Greek?
Don't know. I'm gonna take a picture.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know what the hell that is. Okay. Paseo del Mar University and the Sigma Phi Kappa Delta sorority cordially invites you to attend the 25th annual Sigma Pi Kappa Delta sorority reunion. Saturday the 23rd, the Emerald Crest Ballroom, the Paseo del Mar Country Club, or Paseo, sorry, it's a P. Paseo del Mar, Florida. Round robin golf tournament starts at 3:30 and a reception and dinner at 7. Dessert and dancing immediately following.
Wow, they have a sorority reunion and they golf?
I mean, white people.
Rich.
Yeah, rich white people. Oh?
Nancy Drew, Detective Beach here. How are you?
Good, and yourself?
Frustrated, Nancy. I need some leads, and you're my man. Well, woman, teen, student, whatever. I'll be at Maxine's Diner. Come see me when you found out anything. All contact should be through me.
Can do. So what's our cover?
Our what?
Our cover. Who should I say you are if anyone sees us and asks?
Oh, right. I'll be your uncle. Uncle Steve. I gotta go now. If you need anything else, come see me at Maxine's. I'm wearing glasses and a green striped shirt.
Okie dokie. Is this exiting, I guess?
Looks like an exit.
Okay. Can we just turn? Oh, yes. Oh, we can't go in there. Okay. Okay, let's go in here. Hidden clues are everywhere. The haunted ghost bridge. Strange things have happened on this bridge. Some people have reported hearing screams and cries from below the span. Others have reported ghostly figures looming at the end, and even others have felt a cold, tingling sensation throughout their body when crossing. No one is certain about the origin of these sightings, but the first documented case of spectral phenomenon occurred around the turn of the last century when a troop of Girl Scouts camped out here. All returned with their hair turned white. The hell? None of the frightened campers spoke a word until a year later. A year! At first the girls just babbled incoherently or screamed or laughed. A psychiatrist specializing in traumatic experiences was asked to examine the girls, but the girls would only say one phrase: follow the X to the spot below.
What the fudge? That's really creepy.
That's super creepy. Also gonna take a picture of that, because this book is literally called Hidden Clues Are Everywhere.
That's a good point.
Okay, let's see. What else do we have? Nothing on the couch. Reminders: talk to Jake about library books out of order. Call Nancy to get flight number. Call Jackie about Spanish schools. Who's making these notes?
Eloise?
Oh, from the desk of Eloise. Huh, okay. Okay, during her trip with Maxine, Maggie learned an old hiker's trick. Are Lena and Maggie coming to tea? Inquired Carl. No, they've gone to see the bandit's treasure at the Land O'Lakes Theater, replied Anya. Brady Armstrong is playing the lead. We know him.
We know him.
Ooh, I once visited Brady's restaurant in Napa, California, squealed Renate. Renate? Is that a name?
I guess it is.
I've never heard that name before. It's called Mamalonese. It was magnificent. I ate there, said Carl, and got sick on a jellyfish sandwich. Baba whinnied. Oh, offered Renee, you should have tried the dog's eye. It was Robin Hood. What? This is nonsense.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to... This is something that we're gonna have to come back to. I don't know what the hell. That was strange.
Where are we right now?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think it's just a hotel or something, or like an inn.
I need something to make this work.
But, we're a ghost, actually, is what is happening.
Ooh.
Lounge key. Okay. Those look like Nancy Drew books.
Oh, I bet they are. Oh, we're gonna need money.
interesting that we're just taking it, but okay. Alright.
Oh.
Okay. So it was this. Was it this one or this one?
It's the bottom.
This one.
Ew.
Oh, we love a slide puzzle. Move her head back. Okay. What is the top left corner? Is it this one, you think? Maybe.
Yeah.
Or... Hold on.
Oh,
No, it's not. I'm gonna just take a picture of that so I know what I'm... Okay. Alright, so blue in the top right. Alright. Like that. Okay.
Is this depicting someone stealing her purse?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. It's... Okay, so these two need to be switched. So it needs to be hand, head, torso. Okay, school computer. Are we taking this? No. Okay. Oh, wise elder.
The key is on the door.
Nice. Okay. Alright. Okay, I think that's it in here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll go see him. Ooh boy.
What?
Just the general 90s vibes in here.
Oh.
Like, it's like blasted away by the 90s immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's like a 50s style diner, but...
Uncle Steve!
He's
Nancy!
the only one in here.
Why, I haven't seen you since, for a long time. How's your...
Aunt Eloise. Oh, she's fine. And Dad says hello.
You're staying with your aunt, right?
Yes.
So, what do you got for me?
Well, I was hoping you could debrief me on the investigation.
Oh, sure.
We know nothing.
I'm just a bit... Well, my undercover assignments are usually not so... suburban.
I understand.
The victim was a senior named Jake Rogers. As usual, none of the family,
don't
teachers, or
understand,
students
but-
know about any enemies he may
You
have
only
had.
deal with country murders?
Nothing came up from searching his home, computer, cell phone, or locker. His bank records tell a different story. He had a fairly large savings account and a lot of cash deposits. We suspect he was involved in something shady. Drugs, gambling, or blackmail. That's where you fit in. Talk to the students and see what you can find out. We think he might have kept information about his activities in a notebook or journal. So keep a lookout for anything like that. Anything else?
No,
Okay.
I give, what?
See you around.
That
Goodbye.
wasn't very helpful.
Glad we made the
Basically,
trip.
We got nothing.
Right. Alright, we gotta, what's all this? Barnacle Blast.
Barnacle. Oh.
It's been a while since we played that. Wasn't this part of the carousel one?
Oh my god, it was.
Yeah, it's like
Yes.
Pong.
I totally forgot.
It's not, I guess it's different to Pong. It's like, there's another game I used to play on the computer when I was a kid that was like just this game, but I don't know what it's called.
I know what you're talking about because I also played it, but I don't.
Yeah, it had a purple bouncer, I think. Nice.
Whoop, whoop. Oh my god. Good job.
Oh, nice. Oh, God.
Woo, you did it. Oh gosh. Watching this is kind of stressful.
I'm so scared it's gonna go back to normal size without any warning, but I guess that's not how this one works. I remember the game I used to play would do that. It would like, your like power up would end without warning, and then you would have no... All of a sudden your
Yes.
thing's just much shorter.
They think that that is me, maybe. And I help the kids out, even though they give you ridiculously hard puzzles that a kid can never figure.
This is the music that we would dance to in
Phantom Venice.
in Venice, yes. In our cat suit.
Right.
I was like trying to place it and I couldn't remember, but that's what it is.
Yeah, they're really putting the Easter eggs in this one, huh?
Yeah. They're like, we're remastering it. We might as well stuff as much other references in there as we can.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Get up there. Yay. Oh boy.
Gosh, how many levels does it have?
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, okay, well,
I
nice.
think you have 8 more lives. Which is an insane amount of lives.
It is, and I keep getting more.
Oh.
I used to have less than that. I mean, it just went down 1 because I lost 1, but...
Guess we go until they tell us to stop.
Right, like, oh, I guess I'm earning some sort of something here. Maybe we'll get a prize.
Yeah.
That's useful.
Yeah, prize, or we'll probably have to beat the high score or something silly like that.
Yeah, see, now I have 9 again.
Wow. I am very impressed by you.
Thanks. It's, I think better optimized or something like than the last time we played this game, because I remember this being really frustrating the last time around. But the game's like much more responsive now as far as like mouse control.
I like the idea that we're supposed to be undercover solving a murder, and instead we're in this diner playing this game.
He like watches us like, all right, go solve the case, and we're like, you betcha, and we just go straight to the video games and just sit on here for forever. Oops.
Oh my god.
There's so much of it.
Spells 80 NB. Font.
Now we have 10 lives. It's never gonna end.
I wonder if I should look up if there's any
Yeah.
reason to keep going.
Yeah, maybe check that out, because I don't want to quit at this point if we're gonna get something out of it. But I also, I don't want to just sit here forever for no reason.
Right.
because, like, I could probably go for a while without losing, because it's not getting any more difficult.
It's a just for fun game. There's no requirement to play if you don't want to, but getting past level 20 will get you an award if you care.
Okay, I do not care. Alright, goodbye! Yes. It's been fun, Barnacle Blast.
I can't believe they put this. Yeah, she even said, or whoever makes that, I assume it's a she, they wrote that either they improved the game from Carousel or she just got a lot better. But I'm assuming they improved it.
They must have improved it, because I distinctly remember, like, the mouse not being very responsive, and you, like, literally could hardly move it quickly enough. Woot. I'm not gonna spend our money on this at the moment. I'm gonna hold off.
Until we know why.
Yeah, which that also may just be for fun.
Oh, can you talk to the,
him.
Welcome to Maxine's. I'm Daryl Gray. I don't think I've seen you here before.
My name's Nancy Drew. I just moved down here.
Then you'll be attending Paseo Del Mar High. I'm your student council president. If there's anything you need, just let me know.
Thanks. I might just take you up on that offer.
So, what can I do for you?
Tell me about Paseo Del Mar High.
It's a great school. Good teachers, nice students, lots of after-school activities. It's just too bad what happened.
What happened?
One of the students was murdered in the school last week.
In the school?
Absolutely not. I didn't know that detail. I don't like it. I don't like it.
What happened?
Someone beat up this guy, Jake Rogers, and then threw him down a flight of stairs. He worked here, but I didn't really know him. He kept mainly to himself.
I can't.
Who did it?
I'm kind of blown away. Like, it's crazy that Nancy started out hard with, like, straight up, we solved a murder, and then we just, the most recent game we played, they were like, someone's sabotaging a storm chasing team.
Right, like it was nothing.
The stakes were very low.
Who did it?
No one knows, and the police are keeping pretty clammed up about it. But my resources say they're calling in some special detective, maybe even the FBI.
Well, we are definitely not FBI.
No.
Wow, you must have some special contacts.
Just special enough to see beautiful women like yourself.
Wow.
All right.
I like the idea of her just blowing right past that.
Yeah, Nancy's just like, I do not care. Just like she does with Ned.
Did this Jake guy have any enemies?
Sure, doesn't everyone?
Doesn't everyone? Hello?
I should get back to work.
Oh, okay.
Nice meeting you, Nancy.
Doesn't everyone?
See you later.
Bye, Nancy.
Intense enough enemies to get murdered?
That's a good point.
No. I don't think so. Alright, I guess this is where we started out, at like an inn or something, so let's go to the school.
They're manatees.
Oh, the fighting manatees! That's kind of fun. Manatees are the best. Learning is the only thing the mind never exhausts, never fears, and never regrets.
I could fear learning some things.
Yeah, I definitely regret learning some things.
Yeah. So I don't know if I agree with that quote.
The Roaring Girl, a Jacobian comedy. Performances are Friday to Sunday at 8 p.m. Dr. Deception, a poetic drama written by the senior essay winners of Paseo HS student files under lock and key, will show the lies of the doctor-to-be. Huh. Tickets go on sale Monday at 9 a.m.
What if the student isn't actually dead?
That's
And
what
it's
I was wondering, is like, because that seems like the sort of thing that they would put in a Nancy game, is like, he didn't actually die, so it's all okay.
Like it was a prick.
Yeah, I think that's the vibe I'm hoping for and assuming is going to be the case. Have you listened to or watched the TV show Dr. Death?
No, that's like a superhero thing.
No, it's like a true crime thing. It's there was a doctor that killed like hundreds of patients essentially on purpose. Like like through malpractice. Like he was like a surgeon.
Yes, I have seen or heard trailers.
Yeah, it's kind of like how Serial and S-Town, like it was like a mini series podcast about just specifically about that one case. It was like lots of episodes about the same person. But they made a TV show out of it, and I haven't listened to either the podcast or the show, so I was wondering if you had, but it's supposed to be very good, but quite medically gory.
Yeah, I bet.
Which I don't know how well I would handle. Like, I'm interested in the story, but I'm like, I don't need the medical details. I have enough medical fear as it is.
Yes.
On
that
my
would
own.
be something that you might regret learning.
Right. That's why I'm like, do I need to do that? Am I going to regret listening to that? Ooh. Okay, this is going to spell something, right? With them all underlined?
Lemon.
Well, there's an E in the senior, so put elements in order to open
Puzzle.
puzzle. Okay, so okay. I remember there's ZND1, or that's a 1, right?
What?
At the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Cause like zinc.
Yeah.
Cause there was there's elements. On
There was
something
an element
else
in the last poster.
Okay, I was gonna say there was elements on something else we looked at. So we need to put them in order to open puzzle.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that. Well, we need to find the other ones, but okay. I'm gonna, before I forget, look at this one again. HFL1. Okay. So we'll just keep an eye out for more of those. Okay. What do we got here? There's so many things. Friends and family are invited to come to the 5th annual picnic of the Paseo del Mar Junior High School Marching Band. Meet in the parking lot at 9 in the morning. Picnic will take place December 8th at Walden Reservoir. Woodwinds and percussion should wear full dress whites except for hats. Brass recital is set for later. And then this one says LAU2. All right.
Definitely don't recognize
Don't recognize. Sorry, I guess your mic.
Element.
Yeah, HF I feel like I've seen, but I don't know what LA is. I might just be making up the HF one as well. It might just seem familiar to me because that's my initials. I'm like, yeah, that's totally a real thing. High school. Oh, I see.
No names.
Oh, glamour shots.
Yep.
You're not supposed to
Or
go
like
in there.
some writers.
But I have a key.
Yeah, right. I've heard that one before.
What if I do, though?
Nancy, you can't go in there.
Okay.
But I have a key.
Gosh, who's Connie?
I don't know, but Nancy's like, look, I'm gonna do it. You might as well just let me.
Yeah, we'll do it eventually.
Right, we're just gonna wait for you to leave the room. Okay. Oops.
Oh, I think the shinies are, yeah.
Is there another one?
There
No.
was one
Ah,
on
there.
yeah.
I was gonna say, I swear I saw another one. Oh, there's lots. Okay, I think that's it. Alright, Connie.
Hi, I'm Connie. You're not from around here, are you?
Hey.
Usually, Paseo del Mar High is really quiet and boring. Lately, it's been totally out of control.
Is it?
Is it that obvious I'm not from around here?
I'm a school monitor, so I have to notice these things.
Things must be pretty hectic for you right now.
Obviously. Once this whole thing blows over, it'll be back to the same old routine.
You're really talking about it like it's not.
Yeah. To be fair, Nancy was too, but...
You
Yeah,
don't
at
seem
least
all
Nancy
that
didn't know
concerned
this
about a
kid.
classmate who was just murdered.
Hey, Jake's luck ran out. That's all.
His
Life goes on.
ran
God.
out?
What is wrong with you?
Ice cold.
Is there more to
Jeez.
Jake's murder than just bad luck?
Jake Rogers brought it on himself.
Oh, she really
I gotta go now.
hates him.
Later.
Wow.
She really hates him. Also, this manatee is so cute. He's so tough.
He's got box.
Okay.
That was a wild interaction. Stab.
Yeah, and we just got nothing out of it, essentially.
Yeah.
Strange.
Ooh.
What does that say?
A crane contestant in a masked disguise won the prize money despite all the lies. Yikes.
Interesting. Alright, so that's ASU4.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, what sort of order are we supposed to be putting these in?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see periodic table at some point, or some sort of table.
I'm assuming we must do. Seniors, all entries in art exhibit must be picked up at the library on Thursday. See Eloise Drew for info. Tape, video, hidden. Okay, will sale?
Oh.
S-A-L-E?
Seal.
Oh, will seal my murderer's
Murderers?
fate. The hidden videotape. Okay.
Oh, the hidden videotape will seal. What is happening?
I don't know. This is intrigue. Indeed. Is there anything else on here? There's always only been one thing, but I feel the need to check every time.
Yeah. Fair.
Hello.
Hi, my name's Nancy Drew. What's your name?
Like a 30-year-old
Hal
man.
Tanaka. Actually, my first name is much longer than that. But I want to fit in here in America, so I chose Hal as my nickname. I'm a Japanese exchange student.
Why do you think it's easier to have an American name?
I want to be part of the culture and succeed in this country.
So, what's been going on at school lately?
A murder was committed here. Everyone is very stressed out.
Yeah.
And yet you're all just chilling in these rooms alone.
I know. I'm like, empty schools can just fuck off. Like, I don't. Schools and hospitals are right up there with like jails and like churches. Like, they're all creepy.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Some kid named Jake?
Oh yeah, Jake Rogers was a dark soul. He created a lot of trouble.
What kind of trouble?
Jake was an ijimeko. In English, you would say a bully. He wasn't very popular.
Oh.
I'm behind in my studies and I must get back to the library. Bye,
Why are
Nancy.
they all so evasive?
I know, nobody wants to talk to us. Usually everybody's got too much to say.
This just, I don't know why, but this game so far reminds me of, like, you know how they do those murder mystery, like, dinner parties?
Yes.
Where you have to, like, walk around and...
I've always
Like,
wanted to do
yeah.
one of those. I always thought it would be so fun.
I think it would be more fun, like, if you put it together because you're, like, brilliant with that kind of stuff. But, like, I did one at a, like, wine tap room downtown. And it was a crew that came in and did it. And it wasn't very good.
Oh, no?
No.
Yeah, I feel like that could be really fun to put together. But you have to, it also depends, like, it depends on who makes it, and I think it would depend heavily on, like, who's playing.
Yeah.
Because you have to get people who are going to take it, like, halfway seriously, and not just be like, want to know a secret? It's me, I'm the murderer, because there's always one person who thinks it's hilarious to do that.
Right. Yeah. No. I would be in your cast. I would dress up. I would go all out.
Yeah,
That would be
I
so
would
fun.
love the shit out of that. It would be so fun. Waverly.
Oh my gosh, the bottom right one is such a stereotypical art.
Oh, yeah.
high
100%.
school.
For sure. I'm sure it's like real. I'm sure it's one of the developers' kids' actual art because it's too accurate.
Yeah.
Grape, orange, cool will play the alarm in the school. Okay, so that's the soda machine. So
Oh.
grape, orange, cool.
Yeah. For an alarm. I guess if we need everyone to get out of the
Yeah,
school.
probably. Or we need to escape or something. Good to know, good to know.
I feel very lost in this school, but digging it so far. Like, how deep have we gone?
I don't know. Oh boy. Alright.
Look like book identification.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna take a picture of that one. And we can look those up in the library or something. Okay, so that's where we came from.
Oh, there's a Nancy Drew one.
Oop. And she has a sparkle. There's lots of references here. There's the Scarlet Hand and cards. I feel like this is the car from Old Clock.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Crystal Skull. I can't tell what this is. Maybe Masks from Venice or something?
Yes. Oh, that's all of them. No, maybe. What? Maybe.
It's the Waverly Girls. It's just not.
Oh, it is.
But the only one I can like distinctly recognize is what's her name? Mel.
There's the twins.
But where's Kareen? I guess she was the villain, so they didn't put her on there. And a woof.
Oh my gosh. This is pretty cute.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Alright, so this is the way we have not gone, I think. I'm already a little turned around. Alright. KRL2.
I like it. Enneagram?
Yeah.
That's what it's called, right?
An anagram? Yeah.
Anagram.
SNESNVD.
Oh, it's the same as the one Icicle Creek, so it's Sinners on...
Oh, I see. Sinners on a vid.
It's gonna be some video camera.
Yeah. Yep. Find them
Or
what? Or I find the morning edition and discover another crime. The answer is in black and white to who will do the time. Interesting.
These are so cryptic. I don't know if they're helpful or not.
I don't know either. Find the morning edition and discover another crime. I don't know what that means. What does it mean?
Ooh,
What?
we got some tape.
Ooh. I don't think we have a number yet.
No.
So we need a lock or combo. Alright, so we have right, left, down, up,
Letters
first. Okay, will help my plight. The first letters will help my plight. HEU2. What does that refer to, I wonder? I don't know. Okay, so we did a lap. I'm gonna go back
yeah.
this way and go toward the gym.
Oh gosh.
Okay. Nowhere to turn to, nowhere to hide. Let the books in the library be your answer guide. K R1. A symbol of kanji worn with great pride reflects big secret that someone must hide. Okay, she was wearing a kanji necklace. I did notice that.
Ew.
What's her face was? Connie.
Connie.
And then,
Yeah, it starts at the top.
okay, to keep up his... What? His... What does that say? My brain. Okay, is that a... It's not a G. What is that first letter?
A
C?
C?
To keep up his... C-H-A?
Don't.
That's so hard to read. C-H-A-R-A-D-E? Charade.
God, okay, good job.
Boy. Oh my god. To keep up his charade, even if it meant cheating to make the grade. This is so hard.
Grade.
Yeah. He did what it took. Huh.
Keep him a charade, even were. Okay.
So he cheated in some way, shape, or form. Shiny? Why can't we look at this? Points?
Go to the bath.
Oh. Okay. If anything happens to me, look in my chemistry book, page 3, TRG 05.
What the heck?
This kid,
He made like an eye.
he left a regular old scavenger hunt, which makes me think he is not dead. Oh god, you scared me.
Whoa.
I did not see him. I did not know he was there. Hello.
Whoa, a new girl at school. Do you realize what destiny has brought you today? Yours truly, Hector Sanchez. But you can just call me the Hulk.
Okay. Steve Holt.
The Hulk?
You are new around here. I play for the Manatees, one of the best teams in the state.
You mean this?
I leave the others in the dirt, man. Soon it's college ball, and then the pros. Showtime.
Nancy. Who are the manatees?
Who are the manatees?
Paseo Del Mar's mascot is a manatee. Don't tell me you're afraid of a little sea cow.
What did we say that indicated we were afraid of anything?
Of course not. I know what to do if I come across a manatee.
Yeah, just sneeze and it'll swim away. Seriously, the manatees are a great team at a great school. Everyone is cool, except for a few punks like Jake Rogers.
Well, he's
Jake
dead,
Rogers?
so...
I knew Jake, but I didn't hang out with him. Sorry, can't talk now. I gotta go to practice. Later.
Why are they all like this?
I don't know. It's so weird. Usually
They're
everybody's
like,
so
"Let's
chatty.
go." And then they stay there.
Why?
This is weird.
Why? Why can we look at this?
Can we call that mermaid?
555 judo. I love all the old Nancy like book references. I remember this book cover. Okay.
We are currently not seeking any new initiates at this time. We will seek you if you are worthy.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Got it. Cool. Okay. Can we actually go in the gym at all? No, doesn't seem that way.
We could go in the lab.
What is this? Is that just a piece of paper?
I guess so.
Looks like paint or something. Yeah, let's go to the library. It was back this way, yeah?
Yeah. We have a...
Oh, it's a creepy library, too.
Oh, you know what? We used the wrong key on the teacher's lab. So maybe we could go in there. She still might yell at us.
She still might yell at us, yeah. We'll figure it out. Man, the music really kicked in here, and it definitely creeped me out a little bit.
Oh, Marie.
Oh, was that Marie Antoinette? I didn't know. Sports today! The race to the finish line, the home team advantage. Why are we looking at this? Steroid abuse. Oh, somebody's on steroids.
This is like way more adult.
Yeah, they really dialed it back. I wonder if like over conservative 90s parents were like, what is my child playing?
That medallion Connie is wearing is kanji for crane.
Oh shit.
Oh, in that one it said like a crane something.
Yeah.
She's telling lies or...
And also the judo place that we called was like crane something or other.
Oh.
Oh, Lizzie Applegate. Oh, she wrote and starred in the tremendously successful play The Bandit's Treasure.
The Riddle of the Chinese Box is one of the live action Nancy Drew stories.
Oh, really?
With Emma.
Emma Roberts.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
For the maintenance.
What do we need to spell, though? That's the question. Do we have a word or anything? Maybe Crane.
That's a good guess.
Could be. Okay. What else we got? What's this? Maps. Okay. Ooh, NAL3. What is this?
It's gotta spell
Chunder.
in.
Sparkly Kiss says, when in doubt, you have your camera phone take an in-game photo of the braille. Oh, yeah. I'm so used to doing it with my actual phone.
Right, yeah.
Under my combo in catalog. Chunder, my catalog.
If anything happens to me. Seer?
To me, search
Oh,
under my combo in catalog. Okay. Got it. Will do.
Man, this kid.
I know, this is...
blown away.
Yeah. He was prepared to die. It's like,
Yeah.
you will not get away with it. Hello? Oh, search my code in the catalog? Okay. Let me look up those numbers I took a picture of.
Oh, right.
Alright, so we have 3, 15, 15, 12. Uh-oh. Maybe we do this elsewhere?
Type in like a word, I guess. I just am curious if this is like Waverly, where we have to do like keywords.
Yeah. Yeah, it probably is. You just use any of these, I guess? Okay.
Oh, you can go left too.
Gemstones and how to identify them. We've seen this book before.
Yeah. Take the blooming candy.
Huh. Okay, picture time.
I feel like this is an Easter egg. Like, we can't use this again.
We will be prepared in case it's necessary. Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's also an Easter egg, but you never know. I don't. That's a questionable choice. Yep. Ichido is an ancient, extremely simple yet highly effective form of hand-to-hand combat. It's in truth nothing more than a repertoire of 9 distinct, precisely delivered offensive blows. It can, when executed by a master, vanquish a foe in seconds. has never enjoyed great popularity, largely because the Ichi practitioner is required to precede each move with a specific verbal salute, or chi cry. Once an adversary learns which chi cry precedes what blow... Okay, so it's like what What's-Her-Face was doing in the French the game. Remember when we had to fight her?
Yes, I do, yeah. That was bizarre.
Okay. I'd be surprised if we had to do that again, but once again, you never know, I guess. Alright. If we go this way... What is a relic?
This is the, like, pressing that we had to do for Crystal Skull.
Oh! Okay, so, yeah, these are all just, like, Easter eggs in here.
Really laid it on thick.
Oh yeah, there's a lycanthropy book. Yeah, they really went hard on the on the Nancy references. The joy of reading, indeed. Okay, let's go upstairs. Oh?
Oh?
Kind of spooked by that, but I'm just gonna pretend nothing's happening until something happens.
I know, like, she didn't say anything.
She didn't react at all.
No. It's French.
That one's just like unmarked as well. Julius McQuaid. Okay. Maybe that one's actually something. This must be a 7 ships thing, maybe?
Oh, yep.
The old racist Nancy game.
Yep.
I guess they could, if they wanted to, they could probably remaster that one and fix it. The Crystal Skulls. I like just finding money everywhere. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's
you don't
a
have
more
to do anything for it.
fun way to earn it, yeah. Alright.
Oh, ham.
Yeah, the ham radio. Did I already look at this? Yeah, Crystal Skulls. Okay. I still don't know why the alarm went off.
Yeah.
And why Nancy is unconcerned. Jake was here. Ooh, the chemistry book.
Oh,
Things to remember, me. The answer to my fate lies in the box. A matchbook behind Maxine's schedule holds the first step. Okay.
Maxine.
Who's that?
Oh, that's the diner.
Oh, okay. My messages hold the remaining 18 steps.
Holy alright.
Alright.
This is quite a scavenger hunt.
The elements tell the order, the letter and digit tell the direction. Oh, I see. I was wondering what those letters and numbers mean.
It's like up to.
Yeah. I up to. Okay. Oh. Is that
I guess we just...
That's all we needed, yeah.
Do we think we need those symbols?
I don't... It's interesting because we can't look at them, really.
Right.
Maybe...
Yeah.
I'll try and take a picture, but I feel like if we needed them, they would let us look at them, like, closely.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like 100 this guy is not actually...
Yeah, he sounds like he faked his own death or something to escape or something.
Yeah, and he's expecting someone to figure all this out.
Yeah. So are we putting them in order of like atomic number, you think?
That would be my guess.
Alright, so we have zinc, which is 30. What is HF? Oh, hafnium. 72. Okay, so 30, 72. LA. $57. AS 33. C is 6. ZR 40. Y 39. KR 36. IR 77. HE2. K is 19. NA. Where's sodium?
Lemon.
Ah, thank you. And then iodine 53. Alright, I don't know if this is all of them.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know.
You think they spell out something? Like, how are we... Okay, we put them in order. What's the point? I guess we don't know yet.
Well, I think when we put them in order, then we'll know, then we'll have an order also for the directions.
Right.
Which I don't know what we use for yet, but there we also had that thing that said the first letters will help my plight.
Oh, right.
But the first letter right now is an H and the second letter is a C, so I don't think that's for this.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna hold off putting them in order right now because I don't feel like we may or may not have them all, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like we searched the library pretty well. We didn't look at anything in here.
Yeah, and I'm wondering... Because you know how she said you can get... she gave us the key to the library, but then in that picture box, there was like a login, but we couldn't log in.
Oh, right.
Maybe it's in the teacher's line.
Is it this? I don't know, we can't get behind there. It might be in the teacher's lounge, yeah. I say we go try and get back in there again.
Okay.
Just because I don't think we tried the right key, like you said. Oh, no.
That's off limits for you.
But I have a key.
Yeah, right. I've heard that one before.
All right, so we have to use the alarm to make her fuck off.
We can probably talk to her again if we want.
Probably. And be like, yo, he went full Da Vinci Code and left
Hey, Nancy,
hell of
need
a
something?
scavenger hunt.
Have you seen any of those weird messages on the bulletin boards?
Yes, and if I catch the guy who's doing it, he's going to be in big trouble. I bet it's the same person who keeps on setting off the soda machine alarm.
It should be very obvious who's doing it, I would guess.
Yeah.
Sparkly wants to know which Nancy games we've played so far. I lose track between all the Nancy streamers I lurk. We're playing them in chronological order. The only reason we waited to play Secrets Can Kill is because we waited to play it the year that it was remastered. So we playing all the rest of them up until this one. So we just finished playing Trail of the Twister. So that's where we are in the like chronological order. And then before we move on to Shadow at the Water's Edge, we're playing this one because it was re-released before Shadows at the Water's Edge.
What is your favorite Nancy game?
Yeah, I don't feel like mine has changed yet. I feel like
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Sea of Darkness might just be my Nancy game.
Yeah.
How well do you know Daryl Gray?
I wish I knew him better. He's the only guy I'd ever consider dating.
He's dreamy.
He's student council president, holds a cool job at a diner called Maxine's, and drives a Seaback X80.
Drives a sports car and works at a diner? That doesn't compute.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Daryl's family was rich and used to throw major parties all the time, but not anymore.
Interesting.
Yeah. Used to throw major parties. They said, okay, I haven't seen a true release order done yet. Yeah, we thought about playing Secrets Can Kill first, as well as, what is it, Stay Tuned for Danger?
Yeah.
But yeah, we decided since those two were remastered, it would be clunky to like play a remastered kind of streamlined and improved game and then go back to the like really clunky ones. So
Right.
I think it was a good decision for sure.
Yeah, because they just like loaded this game down with Easter eggs to the other games, which we would not have gotten to appreciate if we didn't play the other ones first.
True. My favorite was always Treasure in the Royal Tower, but I've not played past Waverly. That's my current one. Gotcha.
Oh, nice.
Waverly, I liked Waverly. I thought it was a good mystery. It was just the girls. I was like, man, you guys
So
are the
catty.
worst.
Your medallion has a symbol that means crane, and Crane is the name of the judo school on the poster in the gym.
What a coincidence. Funny, I never noticed. I gotta go now. Later.
Man, as soon as you ask them anything, they're like, bye.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we go talk to other people or... Well, you know what I want to do? I don't think we have this yet, but I'm gonna see if it's Crane. So C. Okay, yeah, R is not even on here. So I don't think we have
Right.
a word yet per se. What are the directions for? Because we have two sets of directions.
Yeah.
Or I guess because we found one that just said right, left, down, up, but maybe that's just explaining what the other directions are. That's not an actual order of directions. You know what I mean?
Perhaps.
I feel like they spelled it out in one of his notes that he's like, it's gonna be R, L, D, and U, and this is what they mean. And then the elements are what give us an actual... But I don't know what we use that on.
Yeah.
So we can go back to the diner and look behind the schedule, I guess?
Okay.
I don't really know what else to do at this point. Because nobody
Yeah,
will...
except for set off the alarm.
Right, which I kind of want to hold off doing.
Yeah, me too. I think we're gonna get in trouble for it.
Yeah. Okay, was there a schedule in here somewhere? Oh, okay. What does this mean? Do you think it means anything?
Yeah, it's got to.
JOURNAL, journal. HI, journal. His journal is my cash cow.
Oh, there's an element too. Huh.
I don't know what that means. Alright. XE is 54. The jank is kind of wild in the older ones, but yeah, it's trying to do ransom with no characters to Waverly having so many. Yeah, we skipped ransom in the 7 ships because I didn't own it yet, and that's been discontinued because of some blackface issues. So we just skipped that one altogether.
Yeah.
So that's the only one we have not played and probably will not play. I swear I saw a thing. I swear it went red. Somewhere on this. Maybe I'm crazy. Did he just make sure to hit every menu?
That's what I thought too.
Do you guys have a schedule? What the heck? Okay, I'm gonna talk to him.
What can I do for you?
Huh.
Do you know Connie Watson?
Not that well. She keeps to herself a lot. I've always thought there's something mysterious about her. Kind of the same way I feel about you.
This guy is coming on to us.
For sure. Sparkly said, yeah, it's pretty bad. I owned it before they took it down. It has some weird callbacks, and I would say even without the racism, it was the worst game I've played. The blackface just made it embarrassing. That's what I was reading online, because I Googled, like, why did it get discontinued? And then I was reading, and everybody was like, if one of them had to get discontinued, we're kind of glad it's this one. So I don't feel like I messed out too bad.
Dang.
All right, Nancy's just going to ignore that he did that and move
What can you tell me about Hal Tanaka?
Hal's an exchange student
like
who's all
that
scholarships and
approach.
study. He's very intense about becoming a doctor.
Okay.
How well do you know Hulk Sanchez?
Big guy, big muscles, big dreams. A lot of football scouts have been coming over to watch him play. He must be under a lot of pressure to perform.
Later.
See you later.
Where's
Bye,
your
Nancy.
schedule?
Yeah. so weird. Okay, maybe let's talk to our investigator guy.
Hi, Nancy.
How can I get into the teacher's lounge?
Look, Nancy, maybe this assignment isn't for you. I can't be holding your hand all the time. Your job is to come to me with solutions, not problems.
All right.
Wow.
Could you tell me the combination to Jake's locker?
Well, like I said, we already looked in his locker. There's nothing there.
I know, but I'd like to see for myself.
Clearly, you're not good at
Then
your
you'll
job.
need to figure it out by yourself.
Oh my god, you know
No.
it, and you're just not gonna tell me.
I do not like this man.
Ugh.
I found a notepad in the library that seems like a message from Jake.
Really? Tell me more.
It says things to remember me and seems to give clues about the answer to my fate lies in a box.
This is the best lead we've had. I think it could break the case. Follow whatever directions he gave to find this box. His journal could be in there. Excellent work, Nancy Drew. But remember, you need
This
to keep
guy
a low
gives
profile
me,
and be careful.
What is that cop's name from Blue Moon Canyon?
I don't know.
But he gives me those vibes. Where like we're gonna solve this case, and then he's gonna take the credit.
What's his name? Is it like Tito?
Tito. That does sound familiar.
It's something like
I don't
that.
remember his first name.
He's given me like murderer vibes.
Bye-bye.
Okay, I see that too.
I would avoid
Goodbye,
this man
Nancy.
in real life.
At all costs. On the street.
Just be like, no. Okay,
Yeah.
well, that didn't really go anywhere.
No.
Do we have a reason to go back to the school right now? So we did the chemistry book, page 305. I can cross that off of the to-do list. The kanji necklace is a crane. We didn't come across the videotape.
No. I think that's gonna be towards the end, probs.
Probably. So we still need his locker combo. We still need the maintenance closet combo.
Can't believe we didn't find a schedule.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that, because that seemed like a strong lead.
Right.
It's gotta be something at the school, right? Like, I feel like...
Have we gotten any codes from his notes, like for his locker?
What I have written down is all the elements. Grape, grape, orange, cool. Right, left, down, up. And then I don't think I took a picture of anything.
Yeah, most of them didn't seem...
There's the chemistry book symbols, which I don't know if that's anything. On his chemistry book thing, it says things to remember. The answer to my fate lies in the box. A matchbook behind Maxine's schedule holds the first step.
Maxine.
One of the... One of these bulletin boards had something about Maxine's on it. It's not that one. I think that's all art. It's right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh my god, it's right there!
Why?
What? Where else might that be?
I don't know. School schedule.
Well, I guess the only thing we really have that we know we can do is set off the alarm. So,
Yep, I think we need to do that.
yeah. So, oh,
The hell?
wow, the noises in this game are really awful.
They're really scary. Like, I'm like creeped out a little bit. More
Go
than
back to the. Sorry, go back to the locker. And then there's one that's open on the. Okay.
Oops.
I thought I was on to something. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying that, like, I am like kind of legitimately creeped out in this game more than I have been in a Nancy game for a long time. You know?
Yeah. You're right. It's something about schools. They're so open and there's so many rooms that people could be in.
Yep. It's just a big ol' no thanks. They always creep me out. Like, it's essentially like a hospital. It's just not a hospital, but like it's the same sort of concept of like a big building with lots of space for people to just be.
Yep.
All right, grape, orange, cool.
You're in big trouble, Nancy.
All right, so we got to do it on the other one and then run all the way across. All right. Yes.
Which is annoying because how would she know that we did that?
Right. Unless she knows that that sets off the alarm, which would be weird.
Right.
Where's the other one? Way back here? Somewhere? Oh, but he's here. Is he gonna say something?
Good job, Nancy. Better tell Connie to come fix it.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't seem to give a shit. That's fine.
He doesn't care.
He's like, you idiot. Okay.
Which is pretty.
Okay. It's broken.
What is it you want now?
Someone set off the alarm on the soda machine again.
She's so angry with us.
Watch the fort while I'm gone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, goodbye.
Definitely not gonna read your stuff. Oh my god. Okay. You might be wondering why I'm even sending this, and I wish I had a better explanation. So many times in the hallways, we catch each other's eyes, and it seems like we both want to say something, but we just keep walking. You with your friends and me alone. There's so much I want to say to you. Every time I drive to or from school, it's like you're in the car with me and we have those amazing conversations. And I'm thinking, will this ever become true? Can you ever forgive me for what I did? Can I? I want to explain, but a part of me knows that it's not safe and stupid to do. Sometimes I just can't keep it bottled inside me and I want to scream it from the rooftops. Is this crazy? Am I?
What the heck?
She might.
These high schoolers are going through it.
I mean, that's fair. They think a classmate just died. All right, we in. Donuts. All right, what's this? Gray Enterprises reported a $500 million second quarter loss Tuesday, but CEO and founder Eugene Gray, That's what's his name's dad, probably. Remained optimistic about his struggling company. We anticipate increased defense spending in the next year. Our new missile guidance system, Bright Aurora, will be online in 6 months, and we foresee accelerated growth from this new system. A recent Senate hearing examining possible leaks of classified information in the Paseo del Mar company has soured many investors. Gray Enterprise stock has sunk by almost 75% in the past year. Despite these setbacks, some analysts remain positive about Gray Enterprise's future. They're the most innovative developer of military hardware, said industry analyst Brenda Baumbecker. If they can weather the current storm of mismanagement and loss, they'll do very well with Bright Aurora. Mr. Gray said his company will report a strong profit this year. So they were like struggling financially because they're not throwing parties anymore.
Right, and now he has a job.
A trophy was not the only prize, but also money of a greater size. Okay, and then AGD1.
This music is so intense.
I know.
It's not the lighthearted music from the last game.
Right. Okay, can we... Senior final papers.
Ooh.
Hal Tanaka. Submit Hal Tanaka's senior paper to the POM Scholarship Foundation. Okay, do we have to read this? I don't think we need to.
Nothing, he was talking about etiquette.
Okay. Why can't we look at that, I wonder? Strange. Okay.
Read something?
Yeah, maybe we can like scan something at some point. Administration in and out board.
Interesting.
Is this a code 142212?
Ooh, I like the idea of that.
Okay, I'll write that down. 142212. But that's too many for the locker code. It could be 14. Huh?
Maybe 4344 is something?
Maybe. Also, if you break up 142212, it could be 142212, but it's not a combo lock, is it? It's just like 4 numbers, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so I'll write down 4344 as well, just in case. And these first letters don't spell out anything, so okay. There's probably something on that. It's probably just a code, I would assume. Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna run to the bathroom really quick.
Okay. I'm gonna log onto this computer, hopefully.
Yeah.
Alright. School computer login name. Eloise Drew. And then password Wise Elder. Boop a doop. Printer. Okay. Passwords. Ooh, maintenance room. NOTE. Nice. I don't know if we have access to any of these other rooms, but I'm going to take a picture just in case. Okay. Mail. Eloise, we need to find a replacement for Jake Rogers for bulletin board duty. Please send me a list of candidates you recommend for this duty. Principal Parton. Is there any way to, like, see other messages? No? Maintenance. Clean stairwell near cafeteria. Repair lock on video lab door. Check ADA requirements for doors. Call Dylan HVAC for boiler service. Change password to boiler room door. Jesus. Was that you? Oh my god, that was scary! Why are there so many scary noises in this game? I don't like it. It legitimately spooked me. I thought that was Lauren coming back. It was not. Locate missing book or order replacement for English essays through the ages. Gather donations. Okay, so this is nothing. Cycle's empty. Okay. Beep boop boop. Okay, what printed? Security detail report. 5:15, lights left on in the library, sent email to E. Drew. 6 p.m. All outer entrance doors checked and locked. Backpack belonging to Connie Watson was found in the student union and placed in lost and found. Several outside security lights are out. Work order submitted. Toolbox from Dylan HVAC service left in boiler room. Left note with maintenance. 7 p.m. Patrolled outside grounds on foot. Dumpsters by cafeteria were not properly secured. Several raccoons in area. I've sent several notes to kitchen staff to secure dumpsters. This needs to be addressed. 8:05 p.m. Observed a young man peering through school entrance doorway. He identified himself as an exchange student and was trying to retrieve his homework. I let him in and escorted him to his locker and escorted him out of the building. Okay. At approximately 8:30, I overheard two individuals arguing outside Geyser Gym. When I approached them, two males ran down Rutherford Street. The first male was approximately 5'5", 120 pounds, red hair. He wore a green windbreaker and jeans, and the second was 15 to 18 and wore a football jersey. Caught several students soaping the teacher's lounge windows. Students admitted they were engaged in a senior prank. I instructed the students to clean the windows and to leave campus. The students involved were Daryl Gray, Nathan Gomber, Yvonne Wong. The students' names have been given to Principal Parton. And at midnight, heard screams from the east stairwell. After calling 911, found a male teenager who apparently fell from stairs, attempted to apply first aid. See police report for further details. Alright, Acme Digital Security Form. Is that a number we need? 6625834373. I doubt it, but I'll write that number down just in case. Okay. Can we look at anything up here? No. Anything over here? CLD2. Okay.
Okay, what did we learn?
Okay, we're still in the teacher's lounge. There's nothing on this to read except for the code. We printed out a paper, this paper, and it was the security detail for the night that Jake died.
Ew.
Essentially, nothing super exciting on those first two. At 8 o'clock, he found, I think Hal was peering through the school entrance, and he escorted him to his locker and then escorted him out. And then at 8:30, he chased Hulk and somebody else with red hair away from the gym. And then at 9:25, he caught students soaping the teacher's lounge windows for a prank. And then at midnight, he died.
Wow.
Yeah. So I wrote this down. I don't know if this number is relevant. I don't feel like it is, but just in case, I jotted that down.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there wasn't much on here. We got a password for the maintenance room.
Oh, nice.
Everything else was just like, I don't really think there's anything to that. I don't think there's, they need to replace Jake Rogers for bulletin board duty. So I guess,
Goodness.
if you haven't noticed that there's a bunch of stuff on the bulletin boards. Nothing in the CD-ROM, and then I don't think there's anything else here. There's nothing in the recycling box, so yeah, I think that was all for the computer.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's it. Oh, also, there was a really loud knock on
Hello?
the door when we were
You
in there.
better stop your
Oh
nosing,
my
nosing,
God.
or it'll get bent way out of shape.
I was just sitting there reading something, and it was like bam, 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 and I thought it was you coming
Oh my
back,
God.
and I was like, no, it wasn't.
Oh no. Oh, that sounds so spooky.
It did scare me. I'm gonna save. So yeah, we've been receiving threats and spooky noises. So maintenance, we have a thing. All right. Braille. All right. NO. So this, and then this, and then. Oh no, I hate that. Tower of Terror.
Yikes.
Oof.
We're doing it. We gotta do it. Oh god.
We're gonna die. Nancy is gonna get murdered.
This is where we get attempted murder for sure.
Okay, maybe that's his code, 1967. Why else would we look at this?
Right.
Yeah, so we have quite a few numbers to potentially try on his locker. The cause...
Yeah, we're definitely gonna get trapped down here.
Uh-huh. The cause of the high temperature condition must be investigated by qualified personnel and corrective action taken before placing the boiler in operating services again. Okay, we're just taking those.
What do we
Why
need
do-
gloves for?
I don't know.
Like heavy duty gloves. Oh god. Oh no, we're not going down there?
Oh, thank God. I really didn't want to do that. I was like, mm-mm.
It's kind of weird that this was it.
Yeah,
Wow, I really don't like that little cutscene.
Yeah. Ugh. Okay. I don't like it down there. Wait.
You passed it.
Okay, I was gonna say. All right, let's try 1967. No? No.
It's not.
All right, 4344 maybe? No. Shoot. Well, crap.
Yeah.
Okay, what else did we get? The maintenance closet didn't get us anything.
No.
Right, left, down, up.
Really?
I don't...
What can we use those gloves?
I don't... Was there something we couldn't, like, touch, or... Yeah, why do we have those?
I think perhaps we should talk to people.
Yeah.
How's it going?
How could I get into Jake's locker?
How would he
I could tear the door off with my teeth. But it just might be easier to ask Hal Tanaka. His locker was right next to Jake's.
Okay.
Do you know Hal Tanaka?
That dude is always studying. He's a huge fan of mine. Real smart guy. But I never understood why a brain like Tanaka would hang out with slime like Jake.
Okay.
But he said Jake was a bully.
Yeah, interesting. Also, it said in the security, it said that he caught a foreign exchange student trying to get into the school, which would have been Hal, and that he escorted him to his locker, and he got something out of his locker or put something in or something and then left. So if his locker was right next to Jake's, what was he doing?
Fan?
Tanaka never missed a game. That is until he started hanging out with Jake.
Hal was a friend of Jake's?
Let's just say I saw them talking together a lot. Jake's locker was right next to Hal's.
But they weren't really friends. Is that what you're saying?
Jake didn't really have friends, and Hal, he may seem pretty chill, but I've seen him crack a couple of times. He's seriously uptight.
The pressure.
Crack a couple of times.
He's got a temper, a bad one. He lets the pressure build and build until he's wound so tight the slightest thing sets him off. Like last week, I strike him out during gym, and he goes ballistic and charges the mound. He's got some serious issues. Now that I think of it,
Interesting.
last time I saw them together, Hal seemed pretty upset.
What can you tell me about Connie Watson?
She hangs out at the gym a lot. I heard she's been having a real tough time.
Oh, the security thing also said that he found her backpack in the school after hours.
Oh.
And that he put it in the lost and found. So I don't know if there's anything to glean from that, but...
That they were all there.
Right.
Yes.
Pretty much everybody was at the school that night.
Why do you think she hangs out at the gym so much?
I don't know. She's a pretty good athlete, but never joined any of Paseo Del Mar's teams.
Why not?
Not exactly sure.
You said she was having a tough time?
I heard she's been having some money problems.
What can you tell me about Daryl Gray?
He seems like a cool guy. His family used to sponsor the annual football awards dinner until last year. You know, he's the one who found Jake's body.
At midnight?
What? Wait.
I thought I was a security guard.
It was supposed
I'll
to
talk
be.
to you later.
Bye, Nancy.
That's what the security log says. Okay, we got people to talk to.
Do you know the combination to Jake Rogers' locker?
I'm sorry, Nancy. I can't help you with that.
Hulk said your locker's right next to Jake's. Are you sure you don't know the combination?
I remember one day Jake was mad because he couldn't open his locker. He told me he wished I had a phone handy. Would that help?
So it's a word.
Mm-hmm. What would it be?
4-letter word.
It could just be his name.
Jake. Yeah.
Have you heard of Hulk Sanchez?
Heard of him? Hulk holds the conference record for quarterback sacks. He's been the state's #1 player since he was a freshman. He's also a candidate for a big university, even with his injury.
Injury?
Hulk got hurt a few weeks ago. Ever since that game, he hasn't played the same. I worry that his chances of playing for a top school are not as good as before his injury.
Interesting.
Do you know Connie Watson?
Yes, we've been in a few classes together. I think she was dating Jake Rogers.
Oh, she kept that under wraps.
What can you tell me about Daryl Gray?
She said that
He's
he brought
very
it onto
popular
himself.
and a good politician, too. Just like
If
his
they
father.
Were dating. It must have been bad.
That doesn't sound great.
Toxic.
Like his father?
I hear he was a great politician, but not a very good businessman. I think his company went bankrupt a few years ago.
Okay.
See ya.
I must go now, Nancy.
No, we said goodbye first. I leave. Okay. Oh, she's still gone. Okay. Alright, so 5253, perhaps?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Is that a tape? Ah. Dang.
Teasing us.
Right?
Hal's English essay is the same as this essay.
Cheater!
That's what that note meant.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Masked Marauder flattens foes. Onlookers and participants alike were stunned when an unknown last-minute entry swept the competition and won Paseo del Mar's 5th annual men's judo tournament this month. Wearing a cloth mask to conceal his identity, which would seem like it's against the rules.
Yeah.
The winner, who identified himself only as Niniko, I'm gonna write that down. Impressed the capacity crowd with his quickness and control, defeating opponents well outside his weight class. Such excitement and his incredible throwing techniques will make next year's competition even more of a threat. Will the masked man return?
It's definitely the girl. Not a man.
Yeah, that's probably why she had her face covered.
Mm-hmm. Which, how could you not tell? I mean,
Right. I guess it's a loose uniform, but... Okay. Oh. Break-in at a local pharmacy. Paseo County Police responded to a break-in at the Drugstation pharmacy on 80th Street in the early morning hours yesterday. Whoever it was knew exactly what they were looking for, said Police Chief Taktik. They broke in the building through the back window, took the drugs, and were out through in minutes. According to the report, several vials of hectanol were taken. We were just lucky that no other damage was done to the store, said owner Stephen Oitenta. The alarm report came into police headquarters at 2 a.m. on Thursday morning. Police responded and were on the scene within 20 minutes. A broken window was spotted immediately, but the thief had already left the scene. Anyone with information concerning this crime should contact Paseo County Police Department headquarters. So that's probably steroids?
Oh, yeah. Can you click on it? It's red.
Yeah, it just makes it bigger. Okay.
Man, so that one kid's cheating, the other kid's taking steroids.
Mm-hmm.
The other girl is lying about dating a dead person and saying mean things about him.
How's it going?
Oh, God.
Do you know why Jake had an empty video cassette case in his locker?
I didn't pay much attention to Jake. I'm tired of talking about that loser.
All right.
Tell me about the robbery at the Drugstation pharmacy.
Why would I know about a robbery? All I know about is football.
Steve Holt. I'm sorry.
I'm really sorry you got injured. Does that affect your chances of playing college ball?
I had a little sprain, no big deal. Within a week, I was better than before and impressing the football scouts. I'm as strong as ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye, Nancy.
You plagiarized your senior essay on etiquette, and Jake knew
Nancy's
about
coming
it.
right out with it.
Yes, Nancy. I'm very ashamed. My family will be extremely unhappy about this terrible mistake I have made. Somehow, Jake found out I copied that old essay. Then he blackmailed me into doing his homework for him.
Oh.
Why did you copy the essay?
I had no other choice. My family won't let me stay in the United States unless I get a scholarship next year. I had to take extra courses to earn the scholarship. Before I realized what I had done, I was buried in work. I copied the essay because I was desperate.
What happened when Jake found out?
Jake demanded I do all his homework for the rest of the semester, or he would tell my family everything. What else could I do? My family was depending on me to succeed.
Were you desperate enough to kill him?
I was not happy about the situation, but I would never kill anyone. I value human life. Please don't tell anyone about this, I beg you. You will gain nothing if you do, and it would destroy my family if they knew what really happened. I regret what I have done. Please let me have this chance to become a doctor. I promise to make up for this mistake, even if it takes the rest of my life.
If you didn't
Just
kill
an
Jake,
essay,
do you
my
have
dude.
any idea who
Yeah,
did?
it's fine.
When I delivered Jake's homework to him the other day, he mentioned being late for a meeting with Daryl Gray. It was very strange. I didn't know they were friends.
Nobody knew anybody was friends.
Yeah.
Do you know why Jake had an empty video cassette case in his locker?
I didn't know Jake was interested in video. I avoided him whenever I could.
That's not true.
See you later.
Goodbye, Nancy.
Everybody's playing like they never talked to this guy. Like, you all definitely did. Okay, she's still missing, so I'm gonna go talk to what's-his-face at the diner.
Yeah.
And maybe we can find a schedule or something now.
Hey, gorgeous. Glad you stopped by.
Oh, God. Take the hint, bro.
Get out of here.
What's the word on the street?
Well, your uncle isn't here if that's who you're looking for. I'm sorry for saying this, but he's kind of a Mr. Cranky Pants.
How so?
Yeah, he's weird.
He's on edge from drinking all of our coffee, and last week he seriously freaked out on me.
What happened?
I don't know. He lost something in the diner and accused us of stealing it. He went kind of psycho.
Hal Tanaka told me Jake said he had a meeting with you once. But I thought you said you hardly knew him.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he had to talk to me about work.
Uh-huh.
Do you know why Jake had an empty video cassette
trust
case in his
anybody.
locker?
No.
Why were you in Jake's
They're
locker?
all super suspicious. I'm working undercover. No.
It was open, and I just looked through it.
Oh,
Bleh.
I have no idea. What else can I do for you?
Oh.
The wheels in his brain were like,
Someone said you were caught soaping up the windows on the teacher's lounge.
Yeah, I totally got busted. It was a senior prank. I had to spend 2 days in detention.
Wasn't that the night Jake was murdered?
Yeah, I guess it was. Never really thought about that.
Yeah, but didn't you find his body?
yeah, you supposedly. What?
Didn't I hear that you found Jake's body?
Yeah, I did.
So
The
you would
student
know.
council president gets keys to the school. We had an early
Surely
morning
that
council
would
meeting.
stand
and
out. You'd be like, oh, I didn't
I
think
found him lying
about
there.
that.
It was the worst thing I ever experienced
Even
in
though
my
I
life.
found his dead
And-
body.
I really don't want to think about it right now.
Okay.
Is your dad the owner of Gray Enterprises?
Yep, that's him. I have an internship in the computer department at the plant. It's mega boring, but it'll look good on my college application.
Nepotism.
Didn't I hear that Gray Enterprises went bankrupt?
So what if it did? My dad is working really hard to get the company back on track, and it doesn't help to have vultures like you gloating over it.
I'm sorry, Daryl. I didn't mean to gloat.
That's okay. I'm just a little touchy about it. What else can I do for you?
See you later.
Stop
Oh,
hitting
before
on
I
us.
forget, someone left this note for you. It was on the counter when I got back from break.
What?
Creepy.
Why is it? Have the solution to your mystery. Meet me in the basement of the maintenance room
Oh
at
my
the high
god.
school. No!
No!
Don't watch.
We're gonna get trapped out
Bye,
there.
Nancy.
I don't want
No.
to. I don't want to do it.
I guess go look at where he sits usually.
Oh. Oh. Is he gonna get mad at us? Oh, what the heck? What?
What?
I didn't know any of this was a thing.
Oh, the note.
Dear Daryl, I need to break off our date to the Sadie Hawkins dance. I'm very sorry, but something suddenly came up. Connie. Did we
Connie
take a
is dating
ladle?
all these dudes.
We stole a ladle.
Oh. Why?
Why did we take that? I don't know. Nothing over here. Alright, is the schedule back here? To Maxine, Daryl, Carr, Ule, and Mel. Maxine wanted me to write a memo describing the finer points of closing the diner. Some people think there are some secrets to the process, but it couldn't be easier. After totaling out the cash register, the cashier brings the cook the receipts to store in the potato bin. The cook also needs to check the life expiration dates on all foods and throw expired ones out. Cashier and cook get all food crumbs off the counter. Cook preps all condiments. Surfaces are washed so they're bright and shiny. HGL3. We got another element. And a bunch of numbers.
Sure.
That probably means something. I have no idea what. But where is the schedule? Here we go.
Looks like something was removed here.
Okay, but
Check.
what is this?
Check your.
Oh, I see. Check. Huh. CHECKYER. Hold on. ECK. Y-R. E-Y. E-S. I-G.
Check your eyesight.
Yeah, eyesight in gym. Oh, okay.
Oh, well, we already...
Thanks for that. Got it. TEL3. There's another element there.
So the matchbook is gone.
Yeah.
How did they just let us back here?
Right? Like, I thought for sure he was gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? Hello?
This is weird.
What?
Why can we look at that, Hannah?
I don't like it. I'm getting Pains Creek vibes of like, why are we just looking at a knife? I hate it. I don't... What? Okay.
Oh my god, I swear to god, something just passed by my window. I am not okay.
Okay. Weird. Good to know that that's a thing, I guess. If we need to escape from him at some point or something. Weird. Okay.
Wow.
Nothing?
Why did he leave? That's interesting. I'm like, is he also a suspect? This weird old man.
Yeah, it's strange, for sure. Okay,
Oh, I don't want to do it.
is there anything else that we have to do?
Ugh.
I don't think there is. We still don't know what to use the element directions on, so... Pray for us, I guess.
Whatever God, believe it. It's gonna be... Let's go. Oh god. Oh, you think it's not... Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why it's down here.
Ouch, too hot.
Alright. Okay, so...
To go all the way to
that. Yep, and then this one. Oh. Wait, what? We went full Shining on this school.
Why couldn't we move the last one?
I don't know.
Try the later one.
Ouch, too hot.
Wait, what? Now we couldn't move the second two that time. The middle one wouldn't move that time either.
Oh.
But we definitely moved the middle one, right? Or was it just already in the right position?
Oh, it was already there. Are we sure that the left one is right?
It's supposed to be... like that. And then that one's pointed that way. I don't get this.
It's too hot to reach.
We're gonna blow up again. Oop. Okay, well, we found that. Whatever that means. What are we... Okay, it says the cause of the high temperature condition must be investigated by qualified personnel and corrective action taken before placing the boiler in operating services again.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but that's what the emergency thing on the side says. Get it. It's like, what? Oh? Okay. It let us move the middle one that time.
So maybe...
Yeah.
The other ones and then move them.
I think it's something like that, yeah. So if we like...
That one.
Ah. Okay, so then...
So after the one.
No! I literally...
Oh, we did it! That's
okay. That's for sure what you're supposed to do. I just... was like a millisecond too late.
After two on the first one.
What?
Like, move the first one more time, and then you can...
Oh, okay. And then... That seemed to set it off.
Yeah.
Because it happened at the same time again. Am I crazy? Did we just barely get it again? Or is that what's setting it off? It's hard to tell.
It is hard to tell. I think maybe... the first one twice, and then with the last one. I don't think we have to do the same.
Okay. Huh. Weird. Alright. Let's see.
Yeah.
And then grab this matchbook.
I think, could we also go around the furnace? Because she was like, it's too hot to reach.
Oh, yeah, let's see. Oh no!
Oh my
Oh,
god!
Nancy, no. Wait, what?
Oh my god, you can get out of the school through there? Oh, because the elevator was broken. So I guess it's their way around.
Oh, I see. Okay. Where is the TV?
The teacher's lounge, right? Wait. Or was it the library?
I can't remember.
No, it's at the inn.
Is it?
Pretty sure.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's in this cabinet.
I'm kind of nervous to watch this.
I need something to make this work. Something to make this work.
Okay. So far, not surprised.
Yeah. Is that it? Oh. That looks like Connie.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, so she's totally the masked judo player.
Mm-hmm. He's cheating.
Yeah.
So he was just getting dirt on everybody?
Yeah, I guess he's blackmailing everyone.
So we just want to go tell people about that, I guess? Weird.
Can we tell Viv?
Nancy, you look terrible. What happened to you? Are you okay?
I only blew up a couple of times.
Somebody set a booby trap for me in the school. I'm pretty sure it was Mitch Dillon who set it up.
Okay, we'll handle this and get Mitch off the street. We can't charge him now or we'll blow our cover. But once this investigation is done, I guarantee you he'll pay for this.
I don't know who that is. Is that the security guy?
He wouldn't. Why did she just accuse someone?
That was... I don't even know who that is.
Daryl mentioned that you had lost something last week?
Yes. I lost my wallet. A lot of my undercover contact information is in the wallet, including yours. You can imagine what would happen if that information fell into the wrong hands.
Well, I think it did, because we're receiving threats, sir.
Did you ever find it?
It was in my hotel room all along. I think I was drinking too much coffee, starting to affect my mind.
I found the videotape Jake made. It shows some students that Jake was blackmailing.
Was one of the students Daryl Gray?
No.
That's surprising. My intuition says that Blondie Burger Boy is involved in this somehow. Good lead, but we really need to find that journal of Jake's.
I think a student may have killed Jake because he was blackmailing him, or her.
You're getting great leads, but think and may have are not good enough. We need to find hard evidence, like Jake's journal.
Okay.
Bye, Uncle Steve.
Goodbye.
Toodles.
Man, coffee is one of those things for me where if people start talking about it, it makes me want.
Oh, yeah. I had a cup at the beginning of stream,
Oh, yeah.
which I'll probably regret later today, but I woke up at 5:45 and drove to Tampa to run, and then it was raining when I got there, so I didn't even run.
Oh, no.
So I was like, well, I didn't take a nap.
So, how'd your date go with the mysterious note
3
leaving
p.m.
guy?
coffee.
Let's just say he almost took my breath away.
Good, so I'm still in the running for you.
Oh my god.
Do you know why Connie broke your
Or
date to the
does
Sadie
not.
Hawkins dance?
Nancy is just tuning
No,
that
it was
shit
really
out.
weird. But what was even weirder is that she took Jake instead of me. Like I said, she's mysterious.
Mysterious.
See you later.
Take care.
Hi. The big fat liar.
What do we?
Also, what? Sorry.
What were you gonna say?
What do we do with the matchbook symbol?
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I was like, I don't know what this is or why we need it. It kind of looks like the ones in the chemistry book.
Yeah.
Which I took a picture of. Let me look at those. I just don't know. I just
What did
don't
that
know.
one note say about the matchbook? What's the significance?
What is it? What is it? Let's see.
Is it just like that's the place to start or something?
What did it say? It's the note from the chemistry book. It says, the answer to my fate lies in the box. A matchbook behind Maxine's schedule holds the first step.
First step.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, so I don't know about all that. We can check the library and go.
Connie was being blackmailed to go to the dance with him. Yep, that's totally what he made her do.
What is it you want now?
Do you know why Jake had an empty video cassette case in his locker?
No. Why are you so interested in Jake anyway? I gotta go now. Later.
Okay, just try to talk again.
Hey, Nancy, need something?
I know you're the unknown winner of that judo competition. Jake Rogers had it all on videotape.
Yes, Nancy. I'm the mysterious winner of the men's tournament. It wasn't easy for me, and I'm proud of what I did.
Did you kill Jake to stop him
my
from
God,
blackmailing you?
Nancy.
Are you crazy? Of course not. I didn't kill Jake.
That's bold.
Jake was threatening to expose you, maybe even make you lose your black belt, and he forced you to break your date with Daryl.
She's
Life
going
would have been
hard.
so easy with him out of the way.
I didn't kill Jake.
Why did you break your date with Daryl to the Sadie Hawkins dance?
It's a long story.
Did Jake make you break the date?
You're asking way too many questions, Nancy. What business is it of yours?
I'm just gonna keep going.
Didn't I hear you were dating Jake?
Nancy just no
Hey,
response.
a girl can make a mistake,
asks
can't
another
she?
question.
Hulk told me money's been tight for you these days.
What a dork. Hulk Sanchez doesn't know the first thing about my life. He needs to get a life and stop talking about mine.
Do you know Hal Tanaka?
Not very well. He's an exchange student from Japan and a total workaholic. He told me he's trying to get more scholarships for college. Lately, he's been looking really burnt out. I think the pressure's getting to him.
What pressure?
I guess it's a big deal for his
She just
family that he
told
get
you.
into a good school on a
Right.
free ride.
Okay.
I'll let you go.
Adios.
Okay. I want to go back in the library. the spooky fucking library. And
You know why I bet we got the ladle to put it where those bolt cutters were.
oh, probably. Yeah.
But part of me thinks that the bolt cutters were for the chain and the maintenance.
Maybe. Oh, music. Yeah, so we can't interact with these symbols at all.
Yeah.
So, as long as we're here, let me write down the ones we've gotten since I did them. So 52. Come on, brain, find it. Okay, 80. Okay, CL 17 and AG 47. Was there anything in any of the books downstairs that had those symbols in it or anything?
Not unless we can, like, look at a new book in the encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, maybe we can. Check shelf.
Check shelf. Secret symbols, non-fiction.
My god, the music.
I know, I'm telling you, it's scary as hell. That like sting when it first starts scares me every time. Monsters. Secret symbols. I can't look at it. It's on that shelf right there.
Annoying.
I don't think any of the other ones had the symbols we're looking for. What did the map tell us to do again?
Look up his combo
In the catalog.
So maybe his... What combo?
I don't know. It's something with the computers, though. I feel like we just haven't searched for the right thing. What were these books
Is it
again?
Jake's locker combo?
Harry Houdini. Potentially. It could be. Did we miss? Because we looked at this book earlier. But just down here, there was a book on Harry Houdini.
Which is a reference.
Right, but like, I'm wondering if we...
Did we do the bottom? Like, we did that.
No, I don't think we saw the Marie Antoinette one.
Oh.
Yeah, we saw the
Oh,
Lizzie
yeah.
one. Okay, so what about over here? Braille. Okay, it's just the Braille. Okay. Let's check. Can I do anything with this? No, it's just these computers. What do we think it is? I mean, if we... His locker combo was just his name.
Yeah.
5253, which I don't think. Oh. Under my seat reference.
Oh my god. The seat upstairs?
I guess. Huh.
How did he manage to do that?
I don't know. It's kind of wild. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh, the steps. This is it. It starts with that one symbol and then we do the direction.
Okay. Alright, so let's put them in order. Alright, so... Alright, so up to... H-E. Alright, and then C is right one. Alright, 30, 17, okay, 11. In A, this is gonna take me a minute, so.
Yeah.
CL. I hope we have all of these.
Yeah, I know. I guess if it doesn't work, we'll know.
Yeah. Okay, so 30 is the next number. Yep. D1. 33. Left 2. Y. D3. C. R. R4. 54, 52, and 47. Okay, A, G. Okay. It's 53 by 2. Oh, nope, switch those two. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Never mind. Okay. HF. L1. And then 77 D2. This is so many. Okay, and then
Yeah.
HG. GL3. Okay, I think I've got it. So, we start here. Up 2. Right 1. Left 3. 1, 2, 3. Down 2. Right 1. Down 1. Up 4. Left 2. Down 3. Right 4. Down 1. Left 3. Right 3. Uh-oh. Huh. Up 2, right 1, left 3, down 2, right 1, down 1, up 4, left 2, down 3, right 4, down 1, left 3. Alright, right 3. Did I do that one out of order? 54 versus 57? It seems right to me. Oh, I did do it out of order.
Okay. Also, to check that we have them all, I just remembered he said there are 18 steps. So.
Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, we have 18. Okay, so I think it's up 2, and then. Because it should be I. Okay, so I think it's up to right 3, up 2, left 1, down 2, left 3. Nice.
Nice. Another tape.
Yep. Back to the inn. Hopefully nothing spooky happens, because I feel like... okay.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, we just, like, advanced the game. I don't want something scary to happen.
I'm kind of curious, because we've done most of the things, like, because this was the first release, how long the game is.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't actually know. It could be shorter than what we're used to, you know?
Right.
Alright.
This is the story of a student council president gone terribly bad. Let's take a look at what kind of homework he's bringing home from Daddy's top secret military industrial aerospace factory. But what does Daryl do with this stuff? He's too stupid to really know what it all means. But he's not too stupid to know how much these industrial secrets are worth. You see, Daryl's selling out to our local air conditioning guy, Mitch Dillon. Not sure what a guy specializing in HVAC does with satellite schematics, telemetry encodings, and signature intelligence, but I'm sure whatever it is, it's not exactly legal. But it's probably worth a lot of money to Mitch to keep it quiet. Breaking news, check it out. I found out who Mitch is selling Daryl's secrets to. This dude, can you imagine? This dorkoid is the ringleader of some kind of clearinghouse for military secrets. And Mr. Clueless just forgot his journal full of important notes like contact numbers, system passwords, project code names, amounts paid, etc., etc. And some other stuff I don't understand, but I can tell that this guy will pay top dollar to get it back. But just in case, should anything happen to me, I'm putting the journal in a safe place. I taped it underneath one of the book carts
oh
at the
my God,
school,
that's
but
why
I
he
doubt
wants
he'll
us to
give me
find
much
the
trouble. Just a ton of cash. So if you find this video, come look me up. I'll probably be long gone from Paseo del Mar and tanning my bod on my very own private island, retired at 17.
Aunt Eloise? Is that you?
It's not gonna be her.
Oh, you have to move. Why can't I just do it for you?
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. There's nothing there! Why? Oh.
Detective Beach, I didn't expect you.
I just thought I'd come by and see how you're doing.
I told
you
you he was
seem
a
kind of in
serial
a
killer.
hurry. Did you find the journal?
Yep.
Yes, I found your journal.
My what?
Jake's journal. I found Jake's journal.
Nancy.
No. You said my journal.
Nancy, you really beans that
You said
one.
that you found my journal. Why don't we step into the living room and have a nice
shit.
chat about where my journal is?
Oh my God.
Oh, and why don't you give me your cell phone?
Nancy games used
I'd
to
hate to be
go
interrupted during our
hard.
little tete-a-tete.
Holy crap.
So, this
I'm
Detective
back.
Beach, an undercover assignment, was just a ruse to get me to find your journal. You killed Jake, didn't you?
Yes, I did con you into this undercover
actually
charade,
did
and you just
die.
ate it up. I mean, you had the
still
lingo,
don't think
the
he's
self-important attitude.
I don't know.
You're a real Snoopy Susie, aren't you? But as far as murder goes, no. That was my former partner, Mitch Dillon. But stop with this delaying tactic, Detective Nancy. Where's my journal?
Is one of these gonna allow us to do something?
Yeah, gotta be.
I mean, if we send him behind the tapestry, that's out of this room, so maybe we can escape?
Yeah.
Entrance...
It's in the entrance, behind the tapestry.
What's the combination?
What?
Kappa Lambda Kappa Sigma.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
That's not it, Nancy.
I think it might be this
Sigma Phi Kappa Delta.
It's not in here, and I'm tired of these tricks you're playing. Where's my journal? You've tried my patience
does
long
he
enough.
shoot us?
You leave me no choice but to find the journal on my own.
Very
No!
tense.
Ah!
Oh, okay.
I thought we were about to get shot.
What are we supposed to do?
But stop with this delaying tactic, Detective Nancy.
Okay.
Where's my journal?
What's behind the mirror?
It's in the entrance, in the credenza
We just
drawer.
went through them all.
Yeah. I really don't have an idea.
So, did Jake try to blackmail you after he found your journal at the diner?
Excellent deduction, my dear Drew. That's why I sent Mitch after Jake, to rough him up a bit. Unfortunately for Jake and Mitch, the roughing up got a bit out of hand. It's not in here. I'm going to give you another chance. Tell me where my journal is.
It's in the entrance, behind the mirror. Who are you exactly if you're not a detective?
Just a businessman, albeit an unconventional one. A businessman who deals in top secret information that certain governments and other parties are interested in. No journal. I've been a very patient man and I need my journal. Tell me where it is.
It's behind the rose paintings. How is Daryl involved?
He was selling off his father's trade secrets to me via Mitch. Poor kid, he had no idea how valuable his information was. I don't think the journal's here.
Okay, so
You've tried my patience
it's
long
got to
enough.
be
You leave me
in the
no
soap.
choice but to find the journal on my own.
No! Ah!
I thought for a minute there, like, the goal was to just, like, keep him talking,
Yeah.
but it doesn't seem like that is the case.
But stop with this delaying tactic, Detective Nancy. Where's my journal?
It's in the entrance, in the sofa under the rose paintings.
How do we know that?
Why me? Why did you choose me to go undercover?
You fit the bill. You're a teenager, you're new in town, and you're an amateur detective. I overheard your aunt talking about you at the diner and came up with the whole undercover idea. It's not in here.
What?
I'm going to give you another chance. Tell me where my
Okay.
journal is.
We did all the things.
Yeah. I'm gonna send him to the drawer.
It's in the entrance, in the credenza drawer.
Oh.
And then to the tapestry.
So, did Jake
It
try
was
to
on the
blackmail
third
you
one.
after he found your journal at the
I
diner?
don't.
Right.
Excellent deduction, my dear Drew. That's why I sent Mitch after Jake, to rough him up a bit. Unfortunately for Jake and Mitch, the roughing up got a bit out of hand. It's not in here. I've been
Yeah,
a very
I can't
patient
move
man,
around or
and I
anything.
need my journal. Tell me where it is.
It's behind the tapestry.
What's the combination?
Sigma Phi Kappa Delta.
It's not in here, and I'm tired of these tricks you're playing.
I don't
Where's
know.
my journal?
What we're supposed to do here.
You've tried my patience long enough. You leave me no choice but to find the journal on my own.
No! Ah!
What? Okay. Should we just look it up? Because I don't
Yeah, okay.
know what to do there. Hold on. Alright, secrets can kill. What is it? Something hints?
Yeah. I'm on it.
Oh, okay.
It's not so much a matter of escaping, trapping the culprit. Remember what happened when you entered the wrong combination in your aunt's safe? No. I'm pretty sure we entered the right combination immediately.
Yeah, I think we did.
Auntie's burglar trap for the safe. Burglar trap? If you recall, you triggered it when you entered the wrong combination into the safe 3 times.
But
Okay.
stop with this delaying tactic, Detective Nancy. Where's
I feel
my
like it's
journal?
pretty easy to figure out.
It's
how
in
to
the
do
entrance,
this thing.
behind the tapestry.
How would we know that?
Yeah, I don't.
What's the combination?
Kappa Lambda Kappa Sigma.
That's not it, Nancy.
Mu Pi Phi Zeta.
You're trying my patience, Detective Drew. What's the combination?
Delta 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 Delta.
Hey! What the? Get me out of here, Nancy Drew!
I'm sure the police will be happy to transfer you to another set of bars. So long, Detective Beach.
feel like
And
he could
hello,
still shoot
prisoner
you.
number 4321A. Dear Dad,
Oh.
case closed. Mitch Dillon and his boss,
Wow.
formerly known as
That was so
Detective
short.
Beach, are on their way to prison. The police still don't know his real identity, but his trade in top-secret information has been stopped, thanks to Aunt Eloise's burglar-proof safe. Daryl has confessed to selling information about his father's military projects. Despite the damage this has caused Gray Enterprises, Daryl's father has forgiven him. Connie returned her trophy, but the judo club refused to take it and is opening their competitions to women next year. Hulk agreed to pay for the damages to the pharmacy, and Hal has gotten his scholarships. And I'm headed to the beach, where the only cover I'm going to go under is a beach blanket. See you soon.
I like how
Nancy.
he got in trouble for stealing from the pharmacy, but nobody's gives a shit that he's doing steroids.
Right. Like, he doesn't lose football scholarships or
Right.
anything.
Okay.
We read every book.
Nice.
Wow. Are they they do the same one.
Oh, yeah.
I've always wanted to visit Japan.
All right.
From the exotic food and wild fashion in the city.
That one was short.
That one was so short. I feel like I don't know. We knocked it out in one. The last time we did an all-in-one game, it took us like 6 hours.
Yeah, double the amount of time.
Yeah. Oh, Kath, she said she just finished this one as well. I liked it.
So different. Like, it's dark.
It's much darker, much more adult. I found the mystery good, and like I liked the like bouncing ball scavenger hunt style, like kind of concept of it. I liked this one. I mean, it was nice and short, but like, oh, she means she just played Shadow at the Water's Edge. I'm excited. I've heard it's scary. This one was a little bit scary with just like games. I think underestimate how just like a random unexplained noise, how scary that can be.
Yes.
Because
like the banging or
that for sure worked on me.
The music.
Yeah. It's atmosphere is everything, honestly. Like, wait as long as possible to show me a scare, and it'll be 10 times scarier.
Yes, the anticipation. Like, Payne's Creek was so scary, but nothing happened.
Nothing ever happened. Yeah.
Except for the end, which we didn't. But...
Yeah. Yeah, it reminds me of, like, Amnesia. The, like, build-up of just, like, this really scary atmosphere, and you know that there's a monster, but you don't see it for so long that it's like you're just like about to burst by the time you finally see it.
Yeah.
And then it's really scary when you do see it. Yeah. Well, I liked this one.
Me too.
It was nice and short, but I am glad we played it in the order that we did.
Yeah.
Cool. The book titled I Am a Donut. Alrighty, well, is anybody else streaming Nancy? If nobody's streaming Nancy, I'm not gonna... Oh, Malexinator's streaming Nancy. Okay, we're gonna raid her because she raided us yesterday. Just pop over. She's playing Waverly. Fun.
Oh, nice.
All right. Thank you for watching. And Lauren, thanks for playing. And we'll see you next time for Shadow at the Water's Edge.
Bye.
Bye.